Hello guys, let's talk about explosive atmosphere standards. Explosive atmosphere standards. What this explosive atmosphere standards are. We all know IEC 60079 is the primarily design standard for explosive atmosphere, right? What this standard do? We all discuss. What is this explosive atmosphere? The definition of the explosive atmosphere. We'll start with that first. EA, explosive atmosphere. Okay, any atmosphere contains mixture of dangerous substance with air are called explosive atmosphere. Its name suggests itself. Explosive atmosphere. It means any atmosphere which contains mixture mixture of dangerous substance, right, with air. Of course air चाहिए, oxygen चाहिए to get it explode or burn. So we all know the easy definition of explosive atmosphere. That is any atmosphere contains mixture of dangerous substance with air is called explosive atmosphere. This is the simplest definition of explosive atmosphere. And what are these dangerous substance? What are these dangerous substance? In fact, before that we need to discuss what are the forms of these dangerous substance. किस किस form में ये dangerous substance हो सकता है? So those are gas, vapors, mist, and of course dust. You might think that gas is okay, vapor is also okay, mist is also okay, but how come dust? How come dust is a dangerous substance for explosion? Dust, I'm not talking about the soil dust. I'm talking about the sugar dust. Sugar dust, which is highly explosive. And similarly, there are other substance which can cause the explosion when it comes in the form of dust. That we'll discuss later. Okay. So far, what we understood that there are explosive atmosphere in the plant, or there are many locations where we cannot avoid these explosive atmosphere. We have to work in that. We have to install the electrical equipments and components in that explosive atmosphere itself. For example, IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited. Okay, IGL, Indraprasth Gas Limited. And GAIL, you all know, etc. These are so many big plants where there are continuous explosions of atmosphere present, or maybe for some time it presents, but it presents. For that you need to design the electrical equipments accordingly, because without electrical equipment the plant will not function. So get that plant function, you need electrical equipments, and those electrical equipments which are those electrical equipments which are expected to be used in explosive atmosphere, EA. इसको हम EX भी कहते हैं, explosive atmosphere is called EX equipments slash EX components. Okay. सो डेंजरस EA का डेफिनेशन हम समझ चुके हैं. डेंजरस सब्सटेंस की वजह से EA एक्सप्लोजिव एटमॉस्फेयर बनता है व्हेन इट मिक्स विद एयर, राइट. और ये डेंजरस सब्सटेंस किस किस फॉर्म में हो सकते हैं? गैस, वेपर, मिस्ट, डस्ट के फॉर्म में हो सकते हैं. डस्ट के फॉर्म में क्या क्या हो सकता है, दैट विल डिस्कस. वन एग्जांपल आई हैव गिवन यू. अच्छा, where are the locations where this explosive atmosphere exists? There are so many plants, so many locations, petrol pump, so many places you can identify if you try to. Some of examples I have given here, that is IOCL, Indian Oil Corporation Limited, IGL, Interpressed Gas Limited, and GAIL. So for all these big plants, we need to use electrical equipments, and these plants cannot run without electrical equipment, that we all know. So those electrical equipments which are expected to be used in explosive atmosphere is called EX equipment or EX component, right? So this standard IEC 60079 is made so that we can use this standard, we can follow this standard to design our electrical equipments. IEC 60079. Let's start with the 79. Let's start with the first part of this standard, that is IEC 600790. What this part says, this part just give us the general requirement. General requirement for what? General requirement for EX equipments, EX components. What requirements? General requirement for EX equipment, EX component, that I understood, but what requirements? So those requirements are the construction of it, the testing of EX equipment, and the marking. So this standard and its first part of this standard tell us the general requirement for EX equipment, general requirement, that is construction, testing, marking of ES equipments, right? Marking, what is marking? You must have seen that all equipment, all EX equipment have a marking plate which have so many information about its EX property. अभी हम क्या क्या समझ चुके हैं? अभी हम समझ चुके हैं एक्सप्लोजिव एटमॉस्फेयर क्या होता है, एक्सप्लोजिव एटमॉस्फेयर में इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट जो यूज़ होते हैं उसके लिए क्या स्टैंडर्ड फॉलो करना है, एक्सप्लोजिव एटमॉस्फेयर की डेफिनेशन क्या होती है, वेरी सिंपल डेफिनेशन, और एक्सप्लोजिव एटमॉस्फेयर में जो डेंजरस सब्सटेंस है किस किस फॉर्म में हो सकते हैं, कहाँ पर एक्सप्लोजिव एटमॉस्फेयर होता है जनरली, इफ़ आई टॉक अबाउट इंडिया, जिसमें हमें इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट्स की यूज़ करने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, एंड उन इलेक्ट्रिकल इक्विपमेंट को हम कहते क्या हैं, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड EX और EX इक्विपमेंट और EX कंपोनेंट्स, एंड व्हाट इज़ द डेफिनेशन ऑफ दिस EX equipments and components. Then we have started first part of this standard, that is IEC 60079 general requirement. General requirement for what? General requirement for EX equipment, EX component, for its construction, its testing and its marking. What is marking? Marking just explained. We'll discuss this everything in coming videos. General requirements. सो जनरल रिक्वायरमेंट में पहला पॉइंट क्या आएगा हमारा, फर्स्ट सबसे पहले क्या आना चाहिए जनरल रिक्वायरमेंट में, जो पहली चीज़ आएगी वो आएगी द स्टैंडर्ड एटमॉस्फेरिक कंडीशन, राइट? Standard atmospheric condition, and keep in mind this standard atmospheric condition is not the normal atmospheric condition. Whatever written in this standard is particularly for explosive atmosphere, only for explosive atmosphere, right? So what are these conditions? General requirement we have started, the standard atmospheric conditions we are going to study. The first thing we do is to get the standard atmospheric condition for design, and those are, first is temperature. What should be the temperature range? It is minus 20 degrees Celsius to plus 60 degrees Celsius. Second is pressure. It is 0.8 bar to 1.1 bar. Third is, of course, air with normal oxygen contained. Contained, that is 21%. So this is the standard parameter, standard temperature parameter for explosive atmosphere as per IEC 60079.